Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I'm going to do a video that was actually something that was requested, and I thought it was a great topic because it's something that I feel like I have done quite a bit, and I have picked up some tips and tricks along the way that I can share with you. So I had someone ask me if I could do a video that talks about how to read big books, because there's a lot of big books out there, guys, and a lot of, either classics or just really popular books that are super big and chunky, and they can be very intimidating because of the length, especially if you're used to shorter books or, big books. Just the thought of them or the feel of them or the look of them are scary to you. So I have some tips and tricks on how to tackle that and to not be so scared of them. So I have read quite a few big books. I have read Pillars of the Earth. I have read The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. That's the big one. And books like that, I would say books that are probably over 500 pages. They look very big. They look very intimidating, but you can still do it. So my first tip is to be prepared for it to take some time. Don't go into a really big book expecting to finish it in a week. You're probably not going to. It may take several weeks for you. It could take 2 months for you to read a really big book like that. But if you go into it not expecting to fly through it, not expecting, to read it in no time at all, and it's not a big deal, don't do that, because you're going to be disappointed and you're going to get frustrated when, it's been 2 weeks and you're only a quarter of the way through it. So be prepared for it to take some time. So pick some time where you know that you can concentrate on it periodically. You know that you're going to have time to sit down and read it and, knock out chunks here and there, but just don't go into it thinking, you're going to read this really quickly, because most likely you're not going to. Now, another tip is that if you're someone who likes to work within time frames, pick something that's going to be realistic for your reading. If you're a fast reader, and this is the only book you're reading, maybe give yourself 2 weeks. Maybe that could work for you. If you read other books simultaneously along with this one, give yourself a little bit longer, because you're going to be reading other things too that you might be getting into versus this one. So maybe give yourself a month, 6 weeks, something like that. If you're not a fast reader, give yourself 2 months. Just think about it in terms of how you read, your reading speed, what else you have going on in your life, what other books you're planning to pick up at the same time, that type of thing, and give yourself a realistic timeline. Now, my next tip is one that I use all the time, and that's to break it down. Break down the book into sections, break it down into chunks, set goals for those and work it that way. Now, the way that I do this is I use sticky tabs. I use little sticky tabs. This is my next big book that I'm getting into. This is North and South by John Jakes. This book is, we are over 800. Let's see, 807 pages for this book. Now, this is not a book I'm going to read even within a month. I'm not planning that. I'm actually giving myself 7 weeks to read this book. So almost 2 full months. But I'm reading this along with a group, and they have broken it down into chunks. And so what I did was I took the first chunk that they specified, read chapters 1 through whatever for the first part, and then we'll have a discussion on those chapters, and then the next chapter set and all that. So I took little sticky tabs and I broke it down. So these, the very first section I'm reading is up to this first little owl. So I will read up to chapter 7, and that's when we will have a discussion on it. Now, these little sticky tabs are fantastic because they're like Post-it notes almost, but they're cute and they stick out and you can see the little owl heads. Aren't they adorable? So that's how I break them down. And that to me looks a lot more realistic. So I'm planning to read one of these sections every week until I'm done with the book. And that is a lot less overwhelming. I'm not looking at, oh my gosh, I have to read 800 pages in 7 weeks. It's, oh my gosh, I'm reading 100 pages a week, and it's not a big deal. And I can take my time and I can read a little bit every day, and it's fine. And I only have to worry about getting to that next owl. Now, sticky tabs. Let me show you some of my favorites. So these right here in particular are these little sticky tabs. And these were from a friend, actually. A friend of mine got them, but she got them on AliExpress. So I'll see if I can find these and link them down below for you if I can. I have seen other owls, though. I have used other owls too, but these are the ones that I have on hand, so that's what I'm using right now. And then some of my other favorites, my husband got me these. These came from Amazon, so I will leave a link down below to these two, but I got these 3 different designs, and they came 2 of each design in a pack, so I got 6 packs of these in one package. It was a lot. But my favorite has been the mermaid tails. Like, they are so cute. And then all you have to do is just, you know, pull them off and stick them on, and they last for a while. It also came with a little set of bears, which are so cute. And then I also got these little woodland creatures. Oh my gosh, aren't they adorable? I love them. So these are the sticky tabs that I plan to be using here soon. I've used the mermaid tails already, but I do want to get into the bears and the woodland creatures, especially in the fall. Like, those little woodland creatures would be so cute. So again, I will link those down below for you. So my next tip for this is to do a buddy read for a big book. If you have a big book that you're really interested in reading, and you know someone else who's a reader who wants to read that book as well, reach out to them and see if they want to read it along with you. That is a great way to keep yourself motivated, because you're checking in with somebody else is reading it too. You're not doing it alone. And it's good to keep each other accountable that way. And it's really good for discussion as well. So definitely highly recommend, if you're going to read a really big book, do a buddy read. Or in my case, I'm doing the book club read along with North and South. So it's going to be a group of us doing it. Another tip I have is, if you enjoy audiobooks, or you have access to electronic books as well, ebooks on a Kindle or a Nook or something like that, use one of those to help supplement as well. I have definitely started reading long books, and then I switched to audiobook if I was struggling, and that helped me get through it. Or you can listen to the book while you're reading along with the words as well, and it just kind of helps you keep going. It prevents you from, you know, putting it down too often. It kind of motivates you to keep going through it. So that could definitely be something that helps, especially like if you're going on a car trip or something, you could listen to it. Or if you're doing housework or cooking or something, you can kind of knock out little chunks here and there. You could even go back and forth between the audio and physically reading if you want to do that. It would just kind of help fill in some little gaps and kind of keep you a little bit more on track that way. Now, on the ebook side of things, reading a really big, thick book on an e-reader kind of takes away that intimidation, because you can't see how big it is. And you can't, you know, look and see how much more you have left to go. You can just kind of ignore that and just read it and enjoy it on an e-reader. And it's compact. You can take it with you everywhere. Another thing, you could go back and forth between the ebook and the physical book. You would just have to obviously find where you left off in the other version of it. But you could do that too, where, you know, if you're going to a doctor's appointment, you could find where you are in the ebook from your physical book and then just continue reading it there. So that could be something that could also kind of help you fill in the little gaps, or the little, you know, times that you're not expecting to be able to read, but you don't want to take an 800-page book with you in your purse. So that could be something that could help as well. And my last tip is to just take your time and enjoy it. Just take your time. And, you know, there's not going to be any reading police knocking on your door if you don't finish it within a time frame. You know what I mean? So as long as you are picking up the book and you're enjoying it, that's really all that matters. It really is. So as long as you're enjoying it, keep reading. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to do, and you're going to feel really, really accomplished when you do finish it. Okay, guys, so those are some of my tips and tricks that I have picked up from my experiences of reading really big books. And I hope that they work for you. I hope that you were able to take some of these tips and use them yourself as well. Let me know if you do, and if any of them are successful. If you guys have any of your own tips, let me know down below as well, definitely. And we can help each other out. So don't be afraid of big books. It's just paper. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.